In the film Pi, written by Darren Aronofsky, an extremely intelligent mathematician bent on understanding the patterns of the stock market repeatedly states his assumptions. They are as follows. 1. Mathematics is the language of nature. 2. Anything and everything can be explained and understood in numbers. 3. When graphed, any system of numbers begins to display patterns. His assumptions essentially are based upon the fact that he is good at math. The sensation of understanding something through numbers gives him some sort of release. On a neurological level, we could measure this by a rise in dopamine levels accompanied by a surge of GABAcentric activity counteracting an overabundance of epinephrine and norepinephrine. What I mean to say is that he has no logical reason to believe that mathematics is, quote, the language of nature. He is working off a simple pattern of addiction wherein the addict enjoys a certain chemical configuration in his brain and repeats certain actions to have the experience the configuration induces for him. It is at least interesting, if not useful, to restate one's assumptions often, as to identify and solidify them for evaluation. Mine are something like this. 1. There is no truth in the perceptible universe, for every idea, upon examination, contains within itself a contradiction. 2. Within the examination of language lies our most basic of universal assumptions. Our capacity for complex ideation and communication surpasses both the capacity of traditional logic and reason for interpreting and solidifying intuitive knowledge, and the capacity of common language for representing and transferring information between people. 3. A new and better system of thought and communication is possible, probable, and probably inevitable. My first assumption should not need any analysis. My second assumption leads me to examine and disassemble thoughts as they are molded by the constraints of language. For example, the idea that an action cannot occur without a subject, that is, that there can be no verbing without a noun doing the verb, is ludicrous. If one follows this idea far enough, they disappear. When that disappearance occurs, my third assumption comes into play. I see hints of this new system of thinking and communicating in sets of archetypal forms, such as the images of the tarot or the Kabbalistic tree of life, both of which correspond to each other, and to Eastern thought structures such as the Kundalini model of the chakras. It is in the twilight between the empirical status quo and the esoteric je ne sais quoi that I dance, knowing not whether it is dawn or dusk. But I don't think about which one it is, the same way I don't try to calculate pi to its last digit.